Welcome back, everybody. Well, the other day I posted a video in an old sepia movie tone finish on my vintage Lesney and Matchbox cars. So what I'm going to do today is actually run through them in the same order, but obviously in glorious modern living colour, so you can see them as they are in the condition that I got them in. So starting off with number one, we're going to go through the same order as we did in the vintage video, I suppose you could say. Is a Lesney TV service van. So this is quite a cool old van. Missing some decals there on the side. There's a little board, like a sign placard that runs across the top. There's those two little nibs sticking up from the roof, and it sort of runs along there and has a TV service and the name of the TV service company on there. This is obviously missing that. I bought most of these with a view to restoring them, but I sort of like them so much I think I'm going to leave them alone. So that's missing that. But apart from that, you know, the plastic windows are in great condition. The little roller door on the back there, you can see the corrugated door that actually rolls up and down. And the wheels are good. It still rolls okay. So really, for a 50, 55, maybe nearly 60-year-old car, this thing's in pretty cool condition. Paint chips, bit of play wear, but a much loved, much used toy, I would say. So that is the Lesney TV service van. Next up on my list, number two, is a Matchbox car rather than a Lesney. This is actually a Land Rover Safari by Matchbox. This is number 12, model number 12 of that year. And again, as you can see, the little plastic tow hitch at the back is broken off, which is fairly common for cars of this age. The interior is in very good condition. The plastic windows are in excellent condition. There's no cracks in there. Missing a lot of paint, as you can see, but the wheels are good, the axles are good. So apart from just, you know, play wear and the paint being worn off after many, many years of playing, there's really not a lot wrong with that. It's quite a neat car. So that is a Matchbox number 12 Land Rover Safari. Next up, we've got the Rolls-Royce Phantom 5. And this car is basically completely naked. It's got no paint at all. It's as nude as you can get. So no paint on this guy really. But again, windows are in good condition. The interior's nice. The wheels are good. The axles are good. Everything rolls on it. It's pretty cool. It's a really nice old model. And as you can see by that, apart from it having no paint, it's a pretty good condition. No pitting, no dents. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a Lesney Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 or Mark 5. And then next up, we have the Lomax ambulance. I'm actually going to put this on there with the back doors open so you guys can check it out. So there's the back doors open. You can see inside there's some little beds. Now this is a really cool casting. I really love these old ambulances. They've got some real character. And as I said in my last video, when I was a young guy growing up in the UK, my dad used to drive one of these because he was in the ambulance service for many years. So he used to drive a Lomax ambulance at one point. And this is quite an early Lesney. As you can see, it doesn't have any plastic windows in this casting. It's just got the interior, and there's the interior in the back there with the little beds, and that's where the patients go. And the doors obviously close. Missing some decals on there, and obviously paint wear all over it. But I actually bought two of these. When I bought all these cars, I got two ambulances, and I bought them, as I say, with a view to restore them. But I've since decided I'll probably just leave them as they are. So that's the Lesney Lomax ambulance, and the next one in the set that I got is the Ferrari Berlinetta. This is another Matchbox model. And out of all the cars that I got from this one guy on the internet, this is probably in the best condition of all of them. It's got a couple of little paint marks on it, but it still has its original tow hitch. This is the original colour. The wire wheels are in very good condition. Just check those out. They're really cool, those old Matchbox wire wheels. It's got some nice grille detail there. The interior is in very good condition. Again, no cracks in the windows. So really, again, I was quite lucky to get an old Ferrari because I love them, but especially one in this condition. And you can see with this Ferrari Berlinetta, you can really see where Aston Martin got their design from. I think they stole the design from Ferrari. The early James Bond Aston Martin is very, very similar to this this shape. I believe that the designers actually were the same for both Ferrari and Aston Martin in the early days. So next up, we've got a comma pickup Mark 7. So we go away from Matchbox and back to Lesney. For those of you that don't know, Lesney Cars was the original name of the toy manufacturer that made these die-cast cars, and eventually Lesney went from Lesney to Lesney Matchbox, and then to just straight Matchbox cars. So as you can see, this old comma van's pretty old, or this comma pickup I should say is pretty old. No paint on the top of the cab, so it's got a bit of male pattern baldness, I suppose you could say, for its age. Lots of paint wear on it, but all in all, you know, pretty great condition for its age. And again, just a lovely design, beautiful vintage looking pickup truck. They've got real character, these old things, you know. A lot of the stuff today just all looks the same, or looks all square or modern. But I just love the old lines and curves, and just the sort of little quirky eccentricities of some of these early models. So that's the Lesney comma pickup Mark 7. And next up, we've got another Lesney vehicle, another comma actually. Rather than a pickup, this is in fact an ice cream canteen, or an ice cream van. And as you can see, I think this one's probably been repainted at some point. It's got a yellow dot in the top there. It's got some sort of aqua blue showing through underneath the dark green. So obviously someone's repainted it. But, you know, hey, it's pretty cool. I still like it. It's got some great detail in the back there where they make all the ice creams and stuff. Again, the windows are in very good condition. No cracks or damage. The wheels are good. They all roll, and the axles are nice and straight. So, again, for a really old casting, they're pretty durable, these things. You know, they're pretty rugged and pretty robust. So, that's the comma ice cream canteen. And from there, we go from one comma to an earlier comma, and probably my favourite little comma ever out of anything that Matchbox or Lesney have done. This is another Lesney one. This is the comma bottle float. And again, when I was growing up in London, when I was a boy, we would actually see one of these comma milk delivery trucks. The milkman would cruise past in the morning and drop off our glass bottles of milk, and he would drive one of these, and I absolutely love this this casting. It's got, the colour is spectacular. I love that old-fashioned pastel green. It's got all the bottles in the back. It's got some cool tampos on the side, some decals there, and it's got the milk sign over the cab. Just the slightly different tinted green windows, nicely offset, and then the back is obviously fully open. And again, the wheels are good, the axles are good and straight. Probably one of my favourite die-cast cars that I own, actually. This one, I absolutely love it. I think it's just so cute, and it's so cool. So that's the Comma Bottle Float by Lesney. And second to last up is the Marshall Horsebox Mark 7. This is another Lesney casting. And this is all original. That's the original paint colour. That sort of tanny brown colour with the red cab. Again, the wheels in this are real nice. The detail on the back of it is really cool on the horse box. The only thing it's missing, as it comes around right now, you can see there is no side door. The little side door drops down and forms a ramp, and then the horse just trots his way inside and gets transported off to the races or the show jumping or wherever they go. And I believe that when this model came out, it actually had a plastic horse with it. I don't have that. As I say, I bought these second hand, and that's how I got it. And I'm not going to try and repair it or make something fit. I'm just going to leave it alone and just enjoy it as it is. And that's the last of my Matchbox and Lesney cars. And the very last one for the evening is this V-Dub or Volkswagen 1302. This is actually a majorette or margarette, depending on how you want to pronounce it, made in France. It's a very nice casting. I've got a couple of majorette cars now, and they are different. You know, they're not quite perfect in terms of scale, or sometimes the designs are just not exactly right. Like if you look at the shape of this Beetle, it sort of doesn't quite flow. It looks a bit square on the front A-pillar, and it's just not quite as rounded as a Beetle should be, but they're just such neat models, and they're really cool. They've got great detail. This one's in a banana yellow, which is pretty crazy looking colour really for a V-Dub, but hey, you know, it's still pretty cool. It's got nice wheels, got nice headlight detail. The headlights actually are part of the base with the front and rear bumpers, so you can see them. They're in their metal colour with the exhaust pipe sticking out the back. But you know, nice fine detail on it. You know, the bonnet detail, the lines in the bonnet, the door handles, everything else pretty good. So that pretty much wraps up my second take of my original video, which was done in the sepia old-fashioned vintage movie tone look. And thanks very much for all the comments and the views on that. I really appreciate that, and this is really just responding to you guys. You've given it a few views, and I appreciate that. So I thought I would replay it for you in true living colour, so you can see what those models actually look like. So thanks again for watching my video. If you do like my videos, please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button so you'll get a shout when I put something else up. Have a great evening. I really appreciate the support. Take care out there, guys, and we will see you on the next one. Cheers.